I hit rock bottom, but I am my mother's daughter. I gathered all my resources, got rid of everything else, and I bought a van. I named her Audacity. Hello humans, my name is Chisa Moon. I'm based in Colorado, USA. 6 months ago, I decided to become a solo female van lifer, traveling for sunrise and coffee. This is a travel vlog.
I got my first knock.
But maybe not quite the way you think. I wanted to record what happens when a woman decides to leave everything simply to see herself happy.
It was so beautiful.
To drink coffee in the warm sun, listening to the ocean waves, because she feels most alive and well doing so. I have documented the first 6 months of my van life adventures, including 1 month in Japan. I'm going to share today a series of 1-second videos from now all the way to the beginning.
Who knew I could drive this?
We'll see.
No, it's making me nervous.
Welcome to the van life video series, Sunrise and Coffee. When you live in a van, every day brings a new surprise, and everything is a process. Recently, I decided to drive to the
Grand Canyon for my birthday.
I saw a beautiful birthday sunrise, drank sizzling hot coffee on a cliff, got pulled over for the first time ever in my life, and the police officer gifted me a $280 speeding ticket. So many firsts on such a special day. Sometimes on the road, when it rains, well, it pours. What I mean is, some things break down on the road, eventually and inevitably. Even though I expect it, it doesn't mean I don't tear up in stress or put pressure on myself to do all the research before I call the mechanic.
Axle and the brake and push it down.
Because, let's face it, many people assume I know nothing about cars.
Careful, this might be hot.
So I do all that I can to arrive prepared. Can you tell I'm the oldest child? By the time you live in a van for a few months, a few things become clear to you. Water and electricity are precious. Bathrooms are not that hard to find.
Shower! 3.5 days.
And all the possessions in the house that you couldn't live without, turns out life goes on without them just fine. For most of my adulthood, I have lived a minimalist lifestyle. Even then, reducing the amount of stuff I own to fit into a van with minimal storage was a challenge. I sold, donated, threw out 90% of my possessions, and I'm pretty happy with the organization system I created to house everything I kept. When you live in a van, you travel to places you never imagined arriving. Sometimes you dance like a witch on the beach. Sometimes you visit the loved ones in the mountains. But most of the times,
Strange to be in the house.
you wake up, drink, walk, eat, sit, marvel, wash, drive, repair, alone, all by yourself, in public. I think it's been good for me, living amongst the people and the outside world. When you live in a van, even mundane thing becomes a sign that you are alive.
Redwood smells so nice. Oh my god!
Do you see how high that is?
Magnificent. Solar eclipse. That's what she meant by banana. He knows what you're thinking. My godson!
Hello.
立って立って
I'm really happy. I spent the summer in Japan. A friend borrowed my van while I was gone, and now we're doing the swap. I get the van back, he flies away home. I grew up in Japan, immigrated to the US alone. Saying goodbye is always hard. My family is complicated, but on this trip, what I realized was I have so many homes.
大好きだよ。大好きだよ。1, 2, 3, 4.
Japanese summers are brutal, hot, and humid, and you're always out in public.
Only in Japan you can just go into this basement.
Taking the trains, walking everywhere. But it's also a season full of beauty like nowhere else. Japan is my home, but I've lived in the US more than half of my life now. Returning to Japan for me is about spending the time with my people, speaking the language, tasting, seeing, hearing, to find myself again. I'm different everywhere. Not quite Japanese, definitely not American, somewhere in between. Uniquely me, an immigrant, a vanlifer. You know what feels strange sometimes? I have family in Japan, but no family home that I can go back to. Like so many in this complicated world, I was raised in a home filled with both love and violence. So when I go back to Japan, my home country, I sometimes stay at guest houses. I love getting to know the people from all over the world who are in love with the culture that raised me. I get to see Japan from their eyes and excitement. It is so special. As soon as I landed in Japan, I visited a friend who moved back to our hometown. I didn't think I'd be eating the local pears again. Memories flooded. It was the sweetest fruit I ever ate. Before I left for Japan, I drove through the biggest rainstorm in Californian history, and every step I faced before that in a van was brand new to me. The heat.
It's already really hot.
Driving a long distance alone.
I really don't think I've ever driven this much alone before.
Waking up to a gorgeous ocean view. The
My
bugs.
windshield is disgusting.
The night routine.
Everything I need to do before I go to bed.
Drive to my sleeping spot.
Good night.
We're now all the way back to the day one of van life.
It's a moving day.
If you want to know how my first day went,
I'm excited.
check out the next episode on Van Life series, Sunrise and Coffee. It was chaotic.
Let the van life get started.
Let's go!
Woo! I can't believe I'm doing this.
Well, it happened already on the first day.
I'm on my period now.